Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Alex Fresco and in this video we will satisfy a couple of requests. So we will see how to create a 45-degree tool, so a V-bit, and also how to create a fly cutter. Let's start immediately to use the navigator on top. To change the environment, we are gonna go in Tools, create a new tool. First thing is gonna be the name. I'm gonna call it V-bit. It's gonna be a milling cutter. I'm gonna use the general, so we are gonna start from scratch. First thing, usually I go here in the morphology tab where we can start assigning the tool holder, which one is, and this is really depends on what you have. I'm gonna use the HSK F63ER40. Then the first body for my tool will be a cylindrical. Just so we are on the same page, I actually have a picture. So this is the tool, let's say, that I want to create. Let's say that the shank is half inch, so to have 12.7 millimeters. And I don't know, the diameter here is gonna be 50 and 0, of course, for the tip. So I'm gonna start with the first body, like I was saying. I'm gonna disable the cutting edge, so this first body is gonna be a non-cutting edge. Then length, I don't know how much is gonna stick out from the holder, but of course you will have to measure it. And the diameter 12.7. Right now, don't pay attention to the error that is gonna come here because we didn't finish yet to create our tool, so just go ahead. We are here, let's add a second body. In this case, I'm gonna use here, add. And the second body will be a conical. So we can, at this point, specify the upper diameter, 50. The lower diameter, so if it is a sharp tip, of course it's gonna be 0, otherwise, you know, if there is a little bit of flat, you can specify the diameter of that as well. Let's go back to 0. Then the length, we will see in a second what it is, but for now let's keep it, and let's go to the angle. So if we want a 45-degree angle, we need to type in 90, because it's gonna be basically 45 on this side and 45 on the other, so this is gonna be a 90-degree angle. And of course the length, so from here up to the tip, that is, yeah, you will have to measure it. I'm gonna use 30 in my case. Now, as you can see, I still have the default for the length of this tool and the diameter, which is completely wrong right now. So let's adapt. If you want to be able to use this tool properly, you must use the larger diameter, because 99% of the time you will use a tool like this one with the central correction, so you don't really care about the diameter of the bit, you know, and this. But it is really important if you want to do the 3D carving. So we will use this function in order to adapt the diameter from a pick directly on the drawing. So I want this to be my working diameter, and I want to be, so adapt the length from pick on drawing, same thing, and I want this one to be my length. That's it. Of course, now speeds, it depends if the tool you bought is a 2-flute or a single flute. That it really depends on what you have on your hands. And usually, talking about the RPM, the maximum is written directly on the tool. So based on that, then you can adapt minimum and eventually the standard. Let's say that is 10,000 the max, and we can leave the minimum, well, 1,000 is fine, 8,000 or 9. I mean, you can even use the maximum. So it's really up to you, as long as we don't go over the maximum. Okay, once everything is set up, remember acceleration, deceleration. For a simple tool like that, 3 and 3 is fine, save. And now we can start to see also a fly cutter. I'm not gonna call it fly cut because probably I already have it in my library. And so, I don't know, surface. So, you know, the tool that you use to surface your spoil board again. Milling cutter, general milling. We're gonna start from scratch again. Morphology. So you select your tool holder. If you have the ER32, it's this one. Otherwise, you know, we have seen earlier the ER40. Then we're gonna start again with the cylinder. Cutting edge, no, it is not, because it's gonna be the shank. Then whatever it is, the length of my shank that sticks out of the tool holder, let's say 30, ½ inch, so 12.7, or usually I think for the shank for the fly cutters is a little bit bigger, is probably 3/4, so 19.05, and we're gonna add the second body. And in this case, of course, you can use a cylinder if you want to, you know, just have an idea about the fly cutter. So let's say we want, I don't know, the diameter is gonna be length 20, and diameter usually is 100 millimeter, couple of inches. So this can give us an idea about the tool, which is gonna look like this one, pretty much. Otherwise, if you want to be a little bit fancier and you want to create also the conical shape up here, we are gonna use the conical. We're gonna use it in the opposite way this time, just to create the shape we want. So we will have to specify upper diameter. It has to match whatever is the shank, so 1905 in our case. Then lower diameter is gonna be 100 millimeter. Length, it can be 15, or actually it doesn't let me do it because we need to change the angle first in order to then readjust the length. So the angle will be something like 160, and at this point we can specify 15 or less for the length. Once you have that, this is, I would say that this is not a cutting edge, so. And then we can add the last body, cylinder, cutting edge, yes, length, whatever it is, and the diameter, 100. Then we will have to adapt working diameter, working length, as usual. So length, you can do it like that. and diameter, you can adapt it like that. Done. Once again, talking about the speed, for this tool, usually the RPM is written on the tool, acceleration and deceleration, let's do 4. Maximum RPM, like I said, it really depends from the tool you have. And the feed rate, I mean, the advanced for this tool, yeah, it's always better to calculate it using, you know, the chip load eventually, and the amount of flutes, so the amount of inserts that you have. But usually, since we are removing just a hair basically on top of the spoil board, we can pretty much go at 30 meters a minute, 30 or 40, I mean, it depends. Okay, once we are ready, we can save it. And we are good to go. I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.